Hey guys, it's Hayden. So this is week 32 on testosterone, but I'm not going to be talking about changes in this video at all. To be honest, changes have kind of been at a standstill, or so it seems. I'm sure things are still changing with me, but it's getting harder and harder to tell, though. I'm not going to be talking about changes. So instead, for this video, I am going to be talking about pronouns, misgendering, transphobia, and topics on those lines. So I feel like I need to talk about these topics because a lot of things have been really relevant lately regarding these sorts of topics, and I just need to voice it, and I need to get it off my chest. So lately, I have been getting misgendered a lot, and I don't know what that is, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's the way that I'm presenting myself, or if it's my mannerisms. I really don't know. It's been really tripping me out, though, because I went from, probably 98% of the time people using correct pronouns to now daily again people are misgendering me, and it's people that I don't know too, which before it was people that knew me but they don't know that I'm transitioning. I don't know how they don't know, but so it was a little bit understanding in that sense, but it has been just random people. And I don't know what it's all about. Even the other day, I had a really, really bad day. People just kept misgendering me. Someone outed me in front of a ton of people when it was really busy at work, and it was highly embarrassing. They didn't mean to, I don't think, but it sucked. But anyways, so that day, this lady and her son were shopping, and she looked at her son and she's like, "Oh, put that stuff up on the counter. You gotta give it to her so she can check it out." And the little boy looked so confused. He got it right away. And he was tugging at his mom, and he was looking at her and whispering to her, "He's not a girl." and she just kind of blew it off. She's like, "Oh, well, what did I call them?" And so it was really awkward, but it's just weird interactions like that. Stuff like that happening on a day-to-day basis has been really impacting me a lot. As we all know, Caitlyn Jenner presented herself on a magazine cover saying, "Call me Caitlyn." She was also expressing her preferred gender pronouns, which are she, her, and hers. And I'm so happy and proud of her. It takes a lot of courage to come out as trans, and when one is so public about it and they are known all around the world, I can't imagine that kind of anxiety of coming out as trans. But it's so great that she did it. And honestly, at first I was a little hesitant to talk about Caitlyn on YouTube because it was so out there and new when they did the interview, and she wasn't presenting herself yet as Caitlyn. And so I didn't feel like I knew enough to talk about it. And maybe I still don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know Caitlyn personally, but I do admire her as a person, and her strength, and it's just incredible. I can't even put it into words. But yeah, so with that said, I have been noticing a lot on social media, a lot of people using incorrect pronouns and misgendering her in really transphobic comments. And usually I don't pay attention to them if I don't know them. But there were a few interactions of people that I do know, and it really took me back. So I just want to stress how important it is to use the correct pronouns. If you know one's preferred pronouns, use them. Don't completely disregard them and call them by their incorrect pronouns. That's just really rude. I've been noticing some people trying to be really supportive of Caitlyn Jenner, saying, I'm so happy for them. I can't even say it out loud because I feel so wrong saying it, but I'm gonna say what I've been seeing online. People will say, I'm so happy for him. It's a shame that he had to wait this long to be happy. And yes, they are trying to be supportive of Caitlyn, but at the same time, they're not being supportive whatsoever by using the incorrect pronouns. And I can speak from personal experience how it really can affect one when you're using incorrect pronouns. It's really devastating and really rude and really insensitive. So with that said, if you know someone's pronouns of what they want to be referred to as, then use those correct pronouns. Be respectful of that. And if you don't know, ask them. But then I've also been noticing some people saying, again, not me, this is what I have been seeing online, but some people are saying, why would he want to throw that out? He had the perfect life, and he was an athlete, and he was a really attractive man. But then they'll say, but I'm happy for them, that they can be them today, but not in that way. And again, that's really insensitive. It's really rude. I've had people tell me, but you used to be so beautiful, and that really hurts me, because I'm still me today, as Caitlyn is still Caitlyn today. It's really discouraging because it almost feels like these people are not acknowledging you in this present moment in time and how happy you are. Sure, you may think that I was beautiful then, or that Caitlyn was a handsome man then, but we are people, and all we really want is for you to acknowledge our existence and what we are doing today, and how we are presenting ourselves today, and notice the happiness in us, that we can finally live our lives as it's supposed to be. So when one says stuff like that and is referring to their past, it's just kind of insensitive. Not kind of, it is insensitive. Especially because it could be really triggering to some. It could really be triggering in a lot of bad ways. So be very cautious of how you are interacting with trans individuals and know their boundaries as a person. I hope that makes sense. And I don't want to discourage anyone and make people feel bad, but these are things that you have to be really aware of so you're not offending someone. And sure, this is just my opinion, but there's going to be other people out there that disagree with me, and that's totally fine. Everyone is different, but speaking from my personal experiences, this is how I feel. So keep that in mind. Another thing that I have been noticing is people who are showing their support and being supportive of the trans community, but they say things like transgendered. And you shouldn't add that ed at the end of transgender for a lot of reasons. And it's an easy thing to do, and it's a honest mistake, but really think about it. When you're adding an ed at the end of a verb, it's referencing past tense. And transgender is not a verb, it's an adjective. I even looked it up in the dictionary, and even in the dictionary it says transgendered, and I just cringed. So yeah, when you really think about it, you're adding the ed to a verb for past tense. So a verb is something that you do, and so it could be something as simple as I walked over there. So there's walk, walking, and walked. That sounds so weird to say it, walk over and over and over. I hope you understand like what I am saying. So really try to avoid saying transgendered. It's just incorrect. Another thing that I have been noticing with all of this stuff going on lately, a lot of people think that there are only two genders. There are a ton of genders. I know, it's probably mind-blowing to some. But there are a lot of genders, and that's what makes everyone so unique, is you have the chance to express your gender however you want to. So for example, here's just a few. There's gender fluid, gender non-conforming, gender queer, non-binary, and there's many more. And if you have questions of that, please feel free to ask me. And sure, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know all the genders, but I would be more than happy to discuss them with you. So yeah. I have a lot of friends who identify as gender fluid, and it's really awesome to have these great conversations with them talking about gender. And yeah, so I have a little bit of knowledge with that kind of stuff. And it's all really fascinating and interesting things. So if you do have questions, don't feel shy. Like, ask away. Like, questions are good. So yeah. So keep in mind all of these things, and I know people are gonna screw up. It's inevitable. I mean, people make mistakes. Even when I first came out as trans, like answering the phone and stuff like that at work, I would use my former name, and I'd stop and be like, damn it, Hayden, like, stop, you know? So mistakes do happen. You're human, and that's fine. But try to be aware of your mistakes. And if you notice that you slipped up with something, just apologize quickly and just move on, and it's fine. But when one is completely disregarding pronouns and misgendering, but trying to be supportive, that's bad. That you're gonna be pinned off as transphobic, and that's not a good thing. If you are wanting to be supportive, be aware of these types of things, and that's all I can really say, is just be aware. And the more that you are aware of it, and the more that you are talking about it, the more progressive change is going to happen, and the more people are going to be educated about it. And I try really hard not to act out in a negative way. I mean, the people that I was talking to last night, I didn't lash out at them. I was just saying like, hey, this is kind of disrespectful, you know? And I just wanted to have a conversation with them and just be like, okay, why do you think this? And, you know, go from there. And the person at the end, one of the people thanked me, and they said, thank you for not lashing out at me, because I don't understand this. And that was a beautiful way to end that conversation, because they had a lot of questions of it, and they were apologizing, saying, I'm sorry for the stupid question, but like, it's not stupid. Like, I'm glad that you are asking questions, and I'm glad that there's this dialogue going, because in the end, we're all people, and we are trying to live our lives in happiness. And that's anyone, like transgender, gay, straight, cisgender, whatever. We are all just trying to live our lives. So, yeah. That's all I really got. So, yeah. Alright. In like 2 weeks or so, I will do another video. Who knows, maybe it'll be something similar to this. I know I have gotten some questions, but I felt like this was really important to talk about. Maybe I'll do my next video on just like sort of questions about gender and hormones and stuff like that. With that said, I hope all of you have a safe and wonderful couple weeks, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. I'm pretty open to answering things. And if you want to, you could subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up. You can also share the video. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.